Speaking of another county, let's take this conversation to Garissa. There is a refugee camp there that's been holding refugees for over 30 years, as known as Dadaab Refugee Complex. Currently, the population of Dadaab Refugee Complex is 217,000 registered refugees and asylum seekers. That was as of October 2019. Now, why are we speaking about Dadaab? Because you can imagine all the kids who are in Dadaab. Out of those 217, they're going to school. You know, they're now in Kenya. So they wanafanya KCP, wanafanya KCSE. But then just about 3% make it to universities out of all those that actually go through the system. So there's a gentleman in studio with us. He was born and raised he was raised in Dadaab. And he's here to share his story and a fantastic project that he's taken upon himself that we absolutely love. It's called the Dadaab Book Drive. Karibu sana.
What we do in the Dadaab Book Drive is...
Hold up first. Hold up. What is your name?
My name is Abdullahi Mire. I'm a Somali, raised in Dadaab. Of course, arrived in early 90s. Stayed there more than 24 years.
You stayed in Dadaab for more than 20 years?
Yeah, in the camp. So what I'm trying to do now is to give back to the community. I'm partly a journalist, and I do more consultancies on different communication and media outlets, mostly producing fiction. And many a times when I travel to the camps, I encounter and see kids that are really struggling to get education, but schools are not better. They were better our days. Now it's overcrowded. The essence is that Somalis understood Kenya is one of the countries with the best education. I have to say this. And there are testimonies to that, because people my generation who left the camp are well established working in Somalia, because the Kenyan system of education have really helped them. We had at some point a minister who was doing good 2 years ago. He was written in Dadaab, but unfortunately killed because he was smart, he was doing his project as well. Some of the people, Africa, some of the ministers could not resist him, how smart, how he wanted to deliver to the community. He was assassinated. Wow. And in Somalia, you can be assassinated and the blame is always Al-Shabaab, unfortunately.
So let's just wheel it back. So you spent 23 years in Dadaab. Paint a picture for us what life is like in Dadaab.
Well, life is like people go to schools, their houses make off shift. At times, water is running. Typically, the youth in Kenya and the youth in the camps have no different. They all have ambitions. They all have dreams. They all have things to do. They all have talent. Yes, but the thing is, everything is limited. One of the most thing that now could have given them better life is the incumbent policy. Incumbent policy is that refugees are not allowed to move out of the camp.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, because you said, and I've spoken to some friends, Sudanese who've also grown up in like Kakuma, and they mentioned that one of the biggest challenges, especially that Kenyans don't understand about the life of a refugee, is your movement is limited.
Yep. So especially for the case of the Somalis. I'm sorry to say this, but there's this every other time when something insecurity happen, people will have a feeling where you are the bad guy. You are Somali out there. You could be the one carrying. Of course, I sympathize with Kenyans because when you have a car in Mandera that discriminates people on religious lines and ethnicity, it's something that I could have felt. But the thing is, these are real people who have never had any suspected. As we know in history, none of the cases that had in court arena Al-Shabaab were from Dadaab. So this is still there, but still the notion is there.
And this affects the people who are living in Dadaab.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to find out how you started this book drive. Remember, you are live on Vibes Radio with Kwamboka and Mbunde.
Vibes Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.
9 a.m. Unasikia hiyo ngoma yani for Jamhuri Day is perfect though. Is perfect though.
Skizeni.
Alright, na pia mnajua mnasikiza Kwamboka na Mbunde, tuko hapa Morning Vibes, and unaweza pia tutumie ujumbe katika #VibesMVP. And let me just read a quote by Mire. My dream is to ensure every pupil gets a book in Dadaab camps. And Mire, you've partnered with Books for Africa to support refugees. How dire is the situation in terms of books in Dadaab?
It is because children miss homeworks and classwork because of lack of textbook. And it is the responsibility of all of us, you and me, any institution, any corporate, to get books for this kid, because at times we have students sharing, like 20 students sharing a single mathematics book.
Wow.
In other subject 10, in other subject 7 students sharing a single book.
Yeah.
We have the new curriculum for the CBC. Unfortunately, there's no single CBC book in Dadaab as we speak.
What is the Ministry of Education saying about this, or do they not provide?
I think there's also a challenge in the entire northern Northeastern province, the former NFD.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it is the responsibility of the humanitarian organizations who are now overwhelmed in other services because they're limiting most of the efforts because of donor fatigueness into life-saving projects like getting water, sanitation.
Yeah, so books is not a top priority.
Yeah, but still there are also campaigns going on with the UNHCR, which is trying to do amazing job, like globally. Next week it will be a refugee forum, and most of the things that we'll talk about giving chance to refugee kids in the refugee camps, like getting them books, getting them high schools. You know, education is a focus.
It's a key.
It's a key.
Because, you know, like, Brayo, we're talking about free education.
Yes.
And one of the biggest challenges with free education is overcrowded classes, you know, books, you know, shortage of books, missing laptops. I'm kidding.
Books.
They never showed up. They never even showed up.
The saddest thing is that they decided to focus on laptops while people in Dadaab don't even have access to books.
So how can people help? Because, you know, the next step is, how do we get these books to Dadaab?
We're partnering with different organizations. I really want to thank the generosity of organizations that I'm partnering with. Books for Africa that's giving us library books. Manze, the Qatar ambassador here in Nairobi have been so much helpful.
Oh, nice.
You have been supporting us on transport, on activities that we need. So I have to take this opportunity to thank him. And also KLB. When I get 10,000 on a basely, on a Liban Embesa that I'm going to run, I've stopped for some time. They give us free transport to Dadaab.
Who? The Kenya Library?
The Kenya Literature Bureau. They have office in South Sea.
Yes.
So, and then it is responsibility of everyone. I'm using my network. I'm using my friends. I'm using my colleagues like Philip Agolo that who just introduced me to this radio.
Who's also friends of ours.
Who's friends of everyone. And then we put your radio station on board.
Yes.
That's what I'm gossiping now. Because it is the responsibility of everyone.
How about Kenya National Library Service? We know that they have a lot of books. In fact, if you look at Archives Upper, there's so many books that are just seated there, because I don't think you only need textbooks. The kids' minds need to be opened. So you need even storybooks. You need all sorts of books. Why isn't Kenya National Library Service helping?
I wrote to them. I think it's because of December and November everyone is rushing. Hopefully we'll get feedback from them. But also we're not limited to books. Well, after books we need desks. We need to. There are a lot of corporate in Nairobi, so we need to reach to them, and through this we reach them through honest means. Because we never ask money. Like, hey man, can you give us like 10 desks, 20 books, transport? Then we talk about it. We look for another well-wisher. There are a lot of good, generous people here in Nairobi and all over the world.
It's true.
Social media is my platform, like Twitter and Facebook. Everyone is online. So if we do this conversation constantly, I believe we can do a lot. Look, I'm into this campaign less than a year and a half. I already squared about 15,000 KLB books, new brand for high school.
Wow.
One of the donor paid about 6,000 books. That's I'm thanking him again. That's the Qatar ambassador, Master Ali Subair.
So how many books do you need?
Well, if you ask, I need a book for every refugee kid, whether in primary or high school.
How many are there?
So I may need 70,000 books.
Wow.
Times 7 subjects, because they're different subjects. So this year, if I get about 500,000 books, I'm done.
Nice. We definitely.
I can go there.
You can definitely get there. We are going to support you as a friend of Vibes. We're going to keep reminding people during this Christmas period to donate to your cause. How do they get in touch with you?
We are on Twitter at the Dadaab PF. Like we are on Twitter at the Dadaab PF. We are on Facebook at the Dadaab Book Drive. Dadaab is DADAAP. No, DADAAP. Book Drive.
All right, we're also going to post it on our Facebook page so that people, and also on our Twitter, so that people can know about what it is that you're doing. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best. And remember, guys, this is Brayo.
I've learned so much.
I
didn't know these are the challenges refugees experience on that side. Cause si ujuanga tu awasi ukujanga, then wakati wa news, most likely this guy has escaped from that side. In terms of education, I honestly didn't picture or even figure out how they actually access education. So it's quite so new to me, but thank God for Abdullahi Mire. So at least now more Kenyans can know, by the way, these guys are experiencing these challenges, and this is how we can address the challenges they are facing.
You know, one interesting thing, especially for Kenyans who are listening to us right now, this is why you need to value peace.
Yes.
You know, haujaisikia uchungu paka utoke kwenu uende uishi ugenini, and then you don't even have simple basic things, because even if you go, like, say for example, your aunt takes you in, if your parents are not there, and she has kids or he has kids, who do you think he's going to give first priority to?
Their kids, their blood.
And that's exactly the fate of refugees in the country. You've heard him mention how, like, when it comes to the burden of providing for these people, it is left to international organizations, which of course now donor funding around the world is just it's now focused on water, sanitation, food, food security. So something like education is not top of mind. Imagine staying and being restricted to one area for 23 years.
It's mad.
As you celebrate Jamhuri Day, think about that.
Vibes Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.